Hello, my name is Catherine Liao, and today is Sunday, June 7th, 2020. On behalf of Asian American Civic Scholars, I am interviewing Miss Xiuli Zhang of Washington University about her efforts against COVID-19. Thank you, Miss Zhang, for being here today.
Okay, thank you, Catherine, for giving me the opportunity.
All right, so let's get to it. As a Chinese American, what has your COVID-19 experience been like so far?
So far, I think first it's kind of scary, and second, it's just make us to come down to think about what we really can do, because being scared is not the solution for the problem. Because the first time I heard about COVID-19, I mean, the disease during that time is just is pneumonia happened in China in December. But then during that time, I really didn't realize it will spread to United States, because we don't, as with the previous limited experience of infectious disease, I think if that's SARS, so the symptoms should be obviously, so we should be able to detect the patient by measure the temperature and so on. But then as we all know, we realize that COVID-19 patients, not all of the patients have symptoms. Some of them are non-symptomatic patient, so that is hard to control. So in January, we heard about that some of the friends and people from our church came back from China. So we just encouraged them to stay at home and self-quarantine for 14 days. And at that time, we're still hopeful, because we overheard some news, which is some Chinese patient which identified in the United States and get treated and well recovered. But early March, we know the first case, happened, which is in the community in the United States. So we know that it's sign that we cannot avoid this disease in the United States. And then we also see that during that time, there's shortage of masks, and also the knowledge to the COVID-19 is not that complete. So, and most of people they haven't realized how severe the disease is. So we have to do something. So during that time, I talked with Dong, which is she has a lot of experience of sewing the mask, and also a lady's named Liu Chen, and we set up this this WeChat, through this WeChat social media. We set up this hand mask group to see what we can do to help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I understand you helped co-found that organization called STL COVID Handmade Mask Project. Could you talk a little bit about what it is that you guys do and what first inspired you to create this project?
First, the thing that inspired me is, as we all know, the 1918, we have the Spanish flu, which is, we also have the news say Missouri, especially St. Louis, did really good. But then it's make me realize during that time, we don't have the ones surgical mask as what we are using now. So it must be certain cloth mask. So I realized, okay, so we just make some cloth masks since we are shortage of the surgical mask. So that's the reason I contact Dong and also Liu Chen. So we set up this group. So we just hope we can call many sisters and friends to join our group, so we can make some cloth mask. So hopefully we can help hospitals, especially those health workers who are dealing with patients which we don't know whether they are COVID-19 patient or not. So by that way, we can help everyone. So during that time, our main goal is to make masks and donate them to hospitals. So we donate the mask to Missouri Baptist and St. Luke's, and then later to Northeast Christian Hospital and also their affiliated extending rehab.
Mm-hmm.
And we also donate to BGC, the Washington Medical School.
So, do you know how many families got involved with this project and how many masks you guys were able to make?
I think there was around total the members around between 140 to 153. I think the most involved around March, we have around 153 sisters in this group. And the most involved one who has been working on day and night to make masks, that was more than 20 sisters. And also it's a really amazing. When we first organized this group, I even didn't realize sewing machine will broken and will have problem. So, but then it's got preparing. So Mr. Penn and Mrs. Penn, and they provide the technical support. So when our machine has problems, so they are voluntarily help and fix the machine for free. And also their sister named Xiao Hong, so she donated around 20 sewing machines to this group to let all sisters who are willing to sew the cloth mask, but they don't have the sewing machine, so they can use those machines.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Well, what do you think the Asian American community is doing really well at right now? What do you think that we could maybe improve on?
Yeah, I think you're right. This is Asian American did really well at this pandemic. I think first there's several reasons. First, like most of the Asians, especially people from China. So we also experienced or heard about the SARS in China. So we all know how important to wear masks in China, and that's just kind of everywhere in China, even before this pandemic. So people wear masks. I think it's due to pollution or some other reason, but that's just good for this pandemic. So it's helped a lot. So I think our Asian American group did a really good job as this pandemic is protect ourselves, but also we can gather together and use the gift God gave us and to help others. So I know Lina, who is also working at WashU, she received several packages of masks from China. So she just went to store and Walmart and other grocery store when she saw people doesn't wear masks, so she just hand them the mask and let them to wear. And also of the sisters in our group at the beginning, we just buy clothes by ourselves and the sewing thread. We just donate all the materials we have to make masks. I think it's good, and I am also really happy and proud of our youth group, like you guys. So take this responsibility and is willing to help our community and to stop this pandemic. And you also, I know the several this high school student and the middle schoolers all meet together and to deliver the mask to hospitals and nursing home like Jennifer Lee. So I think it's really encouraging and that give us hope that our next generation are involved this taking care of our community, and that is the great thing to say.
Mm. Speaking of like the next generation, like the future, what do you hope the St. Louis Asian American community will take from this pandemic, and how do you think we're gonna move forwards looking at the long-term future?
Long-term future, so I think now we have a really good start. So I think the kids and the youth are willing to involve and take the responsibilities. And we also need to know and where is the most area we need to help and who is the most one who are in most the need. So at this point, we also use the connect, from the parents, from the friends, from classmates. So we need to take care of this community, which there's some people who don't have that much extra money to buy this mask and to buy the personal PPE. So we may try to focus for those people, and also for the hospitals and also the patients. When they come, they need masks, they need protection. So I think we can really do better is just by thinking about our responsibility and how to use the gift God gave us and how to help each other. As God told us, love your neighbors as yourself. I think if we keep that in mind, we can do much better. So we can investigate to find out more people who are in need, so we can go out to reach to them and be a good Samaritan.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you for agreeing to this interview today, and thank you for all of your efforts in the mask project and more.
This is my great pleasure. So I'm really happy so we can work together and help each other. So that's his goal, to protect our community and our country. To we just hope this pandemic can be over soon and more people can be saved and all of us can be healthy.
All right, thank you.
And thank you very much to involve this and help this.